Well, if you reach for an energy drink instead of a cup of coffee to start your morning, you are certainly not alone. A few weeks we told you about the growing number of foods and drinks that have added caffeine. Now, we also warned you that those things aren't regulated by the FDA, but now that could change. Here with an update is Dr. David Samadi with Fox News Medical A-Team. Not regulated by the FDA currently because they're considered supplements, but what's prompting the FDA to look at this again?
Well, since we broke that news in November, there has been about 92 cases of death and also hospitalization, emergency room visits. And even though they can't say directly is as a result of this, FDA is finally coming in. And Michael Taylor finally said that since 1950, when they decided to put caffeine in cola, that was fine, but not in chewing gum and energy drinks, and now you have energy gum, etc. So a lot of children and adults are exposed to this, and this is quite health hazard.
Okay, so it's a good thing that they're finally looking at this. But just to clarify, we are talking about drinks as well as these other things. I mean, they're putting caffeine in everything nowadays. Chewing gum, you name it.
Potato chips.
Potato chips, really?
Everything. Everything is going to have a lot of these caffeines, and one of the big concerns from the medical standpoint is that you can go through the day and take a lot of these at different times. That accumulative and additive amount of caffeine that you're going to get is extremely dangerous.
Do any of these drinks currently state how much caffeine is in them so that people can try to figure it out and add it up on their own?
Well, they're not, and that's part of the reason why the first step that FDA needs to do this is to find out exactly, put in on the label how much caffeine you're getting in. Up to about 100 to 200 milligrams a day seems to be safe, but anything more than 300 is going to be really dangerous, especially for children, especially for pregnant women that may take these gums and think it's okay. But there's a lot of cardiac issues, there are a lot of neurologic issues that people have to be aware of, so be cautious. And I'm glad that FDA is looking into this.
Certainly, for children in particular, it can harm their brain development. I mean, their brains are still developing until they're like age 25 or something like that.
Absolutely, it's 100%. This is becoming a huge business. It's over $2.4 billion, and people have to be careful about how much they're taking. Now, you have heard me that I'm a huge advocate of coffee. That's a different story because it gets absorbed from the stomach. This is actually going through the mucosa of the mouth, and you can get a huge surge.
Just like a drug.
Absolutely.
Literally like a drug. That's fascinating.
And it's true that caffeine is a drug, and you got to be very careful because it can be really affecting a lot of
Dr. David Samadi, so maybe parents shouldn't let their kids.
You got to be very cautious about this.
In particular. All right, pregnant women
Thank you.
also. Dr. David Samadi, Fox News Medical A-Team, always appreciate it. Well,